people. Happy July 1st. I just got a text from my mother. Happy birthday month to me. We celebrate all month. I'm July and her guy are in August, so it's kind of a thing we do. It's almost like celebrating Christmas all year, so. And we're doing dry July with my coach. He's doing a reset and kind of going, okay, I could do better. I don't need to have a glass of wine at night to chill out from the work day. So lots of fun things happening in July. I also am going to give you an update on my bike ride buddy. He was out the other night without me and he crashed and he's having surgery on Monday. So if you can send him some love and prayers to heal. It sucks. He broke his clavicle and I just shared with our group that we're in that sometimes the universe has a funny way of sending us a message, and he's the kind of guy who works out multiple times a day. Like, he'll ride his bike with me in the morning, and then he'll go for an 8-mile run, and then he'll go bike riding with somebody else later. And it's just a lot, and he wouldn't take a day off. And I'm not a fitness expert, but I'm pretty sure that every fitness expert I've ever talked to says you need a day off to rest. And I've suggested this to him a couple times, and he just doesn't listen. So sometimes the universe does what we can't do for ourselves, or, HP does what we can't do for ourselves. And I really hope that he heals quickly and as painlessly as possible. But I also hope he sees the value to slowing down now that he's going to have to. I'm sure a couple months off will make it difficult to get back in the routine, but sometimes there's more to life than even healthy things. You can too much of any one good thing. I'm like cliche lady this morning. You know what they say. Something to that effect about too much of a good thing. And I just hope that it works out well and he gets healthy and strong soon. So any prayers for him would be appreciated. Okay. Reading for today starts off with a quote from Miss Carol K. When you take your inventory, don't forget your assets. Ooh, I like this one. I didn't read through it, so I'll probably stumble. Part of taking a good inventory is identifying our strengths. When we concentrate only on our defects and weaknesses, we shortchange ourselves and everyone around us. All of us have assets, and taking an inventory is a good time to get in touch with them. We need to identify the things we do well, the things we have done for others, the care we have given. We need to give ourselves credit for our healthier bodies, clearer minds, and our new spiritual awareness. We can let ourselves feel good about these things. They are now part of us, part of who we are. And when our inventory is really complete, we can share these positive attributes with God, ourselves, and another human being. There is so much we can learn and much we can give ourselves by acknowledging our strengths, our assets, and goodness. These good things are the foundation for much growth and recovery, and we can enjoy their rewards today. Today, let me remember the good things in me. Has anybody out there ever struggled with that? It's the hardest thing to do, right? Here's another cliche. We're our own worst critic, right? Yeah, I'm on fire with them this morning. That's what not sleeping does for you. Anyway, I think this is one of the hardest things, and I explained it to you back when I shared with you my philosophy. Ooh, here we go with them damn morning yawns. I wish I could control that. Anyway, when I explained to you why I go by Bobby the Awesome, it's not from a place of conceit or silliness or any of those things. It's a reminder, because this is a daily job too, to remind ourselves that there is so much good inside of us. And it's so much easier, and I don't know why, to do that self-hatred, the guilt, the shame, the beating ourselves up. Oh, and we have to take accountability for our actions, but this goes back to the negative and positive bucket. If we hang on to all that, it stays in our bucket, fills it with negative, so it can't be positive. So Bob the Awesome is a way for me always trying to keep that positive stuff in my bucket and always remind me, even on the days I don't feel that I'm good enough or worth it, or I'm struggling to believe that, I have to type it in every day when I, release a podcast, or I have to look at it anytime I look at my social media. And I don't know what could work for you. Is it, and I journal every morning. Like, literally write it out. The very first words I write is, I am grateful. I'm grateful. Wow, I do this every day and I can't even tell you what the second one is. I'm grateful. Anyway, I listened to this YouTube meditation thing of affirmations, and then I write down, I am beautiful, I am strong, I am accomplishing my goals, I am, all this good stuff, because I'm trying to reprogram my brain to recognize all the good stuff and not the bad stuff. It doesn't mean I stop doing my, what I guess would be best considered as step 10 work, where we reflect because like my past, as far as I'm concerned, all the past that was living in my negative bucket is gone. Like I've dealt with it. I'm putting it to bed. The book will be the final closure on it when I finish writing it. But then that's it. My bucket of my past is empty. So now I need to just replenish my bucket with this good thinking and retraining it. And I had 45 years of thinking one way, and now I have 45 more years to think a different way, but it has to be conditioned. So I would challenge you to think about, are you remembering your assets? Are you taking a look at the good qualities you have, or your accomplishments, no matter how small or big they are? Are you taking notice of those things? And are you trying to clear out the negative? Are you doing the reflection? And when you do something that you're not proud of, or that isn't aligned with your values or the behavior or the person you want to be, are you taking quick action to apologize if needed, or change and correct that behavior? Those are your choices. And I'm going to advocate for, the positive stuff. And if it means you have to handwrite it out the way I do, and by the way, it has to be handwritten versus typing. There's evidently up to 10,000 motions we do with our hands when we write that makes our brain kind of pay attention to what we're putting on the paper, and helps reinforce that in our memory muscles. So handwrite out your affirmations. And if you aren't comfortable coming up with your own yet, then find something on YouTube or whatever other device. Insight Timer is another one that has a lot of good options. That's the one that I try to go to sleep with when I'm sleeping normal. And it plays them over and over in my head. And I'll tell you, even because I'm so in the habit of being, go to the negative first, there's times that I even question the feeling good. And it's like, oh, am I coming across not humble? Am I, does this sound shitty because I'm taking notice of the good stuff? So then again, I got to scoop that out of my bucket. Get out of my way, those thoughts. No, it's okay. And that's why I go back to, I may not be everybody's peach. If my attitude and my self-esteem and my self-devotion are offensive, then people can take it or leave it. And I don't have time for that battle, because I'm still battling the reprogramming in my body and in my soul. So that's kind of how I handle it. I hope that you can find yourself being honest with yourself and really taking note of all those good things, think of how you impact your friends and family. Think about, if you're still gambling, think about what would you want to do for your friends and family maybe that you're not doing right now. What does that look like? Maybe it's you're working towards those things, and as you're doing the housekeeping of the yucky stuff, that's my big word for the day, yucky. As you get rid of the yuck, you can make room in your bucket for the great stuff. It's work, it's practice, and the beautiful thing is every single one of you are capable of doing that. Every single one of you. You just got to start with believing and working on your mindset to get there. And it's a skill. It's a muscle you can strengthen. And I know you're capable, because I feel like if I was capable, you have to be capable. So that's where I'm at today. I like that reading. And I like that just chatting about it with you reminds me again. There was a big challenge with Tony Robbins this week, and he was online every day giving a message, and then he's having Unleash Your Power, I think, in a couple weeks. And he does a lot of this and gets people, I guess, framing their minds that way. And I say this with some hesitation because I only made it to 2 days, and all my friends were doing it. They're posting, and there seemed to be a lot of value in what he was putting out there, but I just couldn't get there every day for an hour and a half. So I was starting to be like, oh, geez, like I'm not good enough. Like my friends, they're making time for it. They're in these groups too. And, beating myself up. I should be learning what he has to say. I mean, my mission in life, like my goal, and I've said this out loud, and it's my intention, and it's what see, here I am pausing, but I believe if I continue to do all the right things, I want to be the Tony Robbins of recovery. I still have so much more to learn, but he's got 45 years experience. I got maybe 5 total. So not that it's a comparison, but I still got a lot to learn. And the beauty is I'm going to share it along the way like he did. Anyway, I was having a hard time with not making it to all of his lectures and his stuff. But I had to just move past that and be like, okay, I didn't catch it this time. Maybe the universe, didn't think that I needed to hear it or that it was the best use of my time right now. And I just have to forgive myself and be okay with that. So it could be any little thing like that. And here I am, right? This just happened this week. I'm not saying that this happened 3 years ago and I'm using it as an example of my recovery. This happened this week. I have to work on it and be mindful of it every single week. So that's where I'm at. I blew it last night. Didn't finish step 6. I got on a whole different wavelength. So, sugar. I just realized I haven't posted to start soliciting letters for tonight. So who knows? Maybe I'll show up and we will finish step 6 in July. If June only had 31 days, this would not be a problem. All right, beautiful people. I gotta run. I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I will see you tonight.